everybody doing? Just gotta adjust my blouse. Is everybody doing okay? So, delighted ones. Disclaimer, it's a free will channel. Come and go as you please. Entertainment purposes only. I am a multi-vibrational teacher, healer, author, mom. My energy codes and who I am as a being, I'm here to activate just by being me. So this is who I am. I'm just me. Just me, just me, just me. I don't fall into anybody else's program. I run my own program. And this chair is annoying me. One of the wheels doesn't roll properly, so you're always kind of rolling sideways. Let's rock and roll. Today, we're talking about shifting values. Absolutely love that mini docu that I just put on of Zara. Love it, love it, love it. Positive change. Great docu. Just go and see it. I think it's like 20 minutes long. The video that I just put on about Zara. Going head to head with the biggest fashion. Brilliant move in the fashion industry as a stylist. I've always gone to Zara. I love Zara. Most of the stuff that I've chosen and I've picked out, if I see something that's on a rack, I go to it. This one of those wholesale stores that I go to that has a lot of top brands, and they filter the brands. And so they sell many different brands. So if I'm usually shopping this wholesale liquidation place, where they sell the end of season products from higher end brands, anything that I'm on a rack and I usually go and pick it out, there's one of usually 3 brands, and Zara is one of them. So I appreciate Zara's intention. With placement and price, and allowing the average person, which is all that we are. We're all average. We're uniquely, diversely average. And just releasing the whole elitism thing. Elitism is going to be no longer. It's going to be a very fun. The rest of 2026, I think, is going to be really fun, because humanity gets to shift our values and shift the whole perspective and just see the cracking apple. The cracking of the apple, the green apple that is just been falling off the tree, and it needs to smash and break up and go into its soil and be made new again. And that is the idealisms and the ideologies and the belief systems of elitism, elite soul harvesting, elitism with their, with the, the biology of how Americas were made. I do believe, and I'm moving forward with the intention, that U.S. and Canada will become one country. It has been a part of the divine of the galactic federations for the energies of countries to come together and work as one, the brother and the sister to work together as one, and show the rest of the world that it can be done. It can be done in uniformity, where all people are being served, where there is higher resilience for staving off difficult times, challenging times, to come together and create harmonious farming, harmonious water and resource. And it does absolutely have to have the geniuses of the younger minds that are leading the way, in which we can have ecology absolutely to the forefront. There is nothing more important than our clean waters and our clean air. And chemtrails and all of these things we've been suggesting are going to be on the very top of the table to be looked at and to be released and let go. When you show your solidarity, when you show your union in how you work together, it is not one person saying it's going to be this way or that way. It is about peoples coming together for what? For what? For what, hear ye say? Greater good. And the greater good is that we need to move forward with unity consciousness. We need to move forward with healing humanity as the very top experience that we're all talking about. It's the buzz. Because when we are talking about healing humanity, things that are just natural as high-end brands that are moving down into an everyday experience that you can walk into and you can afford and look great, and have everybody be a part of fashion. And that's a part of our divine expression, is how we can express ourselves in beautiful raiments and beautiful design and textures and cloth. It's beautiful, and we don't need to be wearing the absolute top Gucci and Chloe brands, because these brands are now moving into, you know, named stores that are not necessarily, you know, on the Paris forefront. And so I'm loving that move. I think it was brilliant move, and it's exactly what humanity needs. I just love it. It's brilliant. As a stylist, been a fan of Zara, so I'm very happy. I think it's a brilliant move, and I will support it 100%. I think it needs to work a little bit on its treatment of its employees. And so, just as far as being in retail and hearing things through the grapevine, I think there needs to be more a higher vibrational treatment of employees that are passionate about style, passionate about fashion, and allowing greater employee training, which was at the store I worked at. It was a high-end store, and we sold men's and women's fashion as well as children's fashion. And I focused most of my time on training my staff in styling. Because if they don't show that participation and engagement with styling, if they're not excited about the brand, if they're not excited about the textures and material, about how a garment is stitched and how to take care of it, how it wears, what to wear it with, and what way to wear it, all of these things make a difference on how an employee comes across to any customer, whether it's bulk buying or bulk purchasing, as well as on-floor sales. It's so important to train everybody in the excitement of fashion and how we wear fashion in numerous ways, because all clients are different. Not all clients come in saying, I want that page 22 look. They don't do that. We need to connect. I always sold intuitively, and intuitive selling is really the only way to sell. It means that you're walking step in step with the client, and you're waiting for them to give you the cues of what they're looking for, and you bring them forward as an intuitive hit, so that they don't have to search for the words, and they don't have to search for, because they come to you for those fashion clues, because they're not sure. And so you're using your intuitive sensing to style them is the highest skill and a gift, and not everybody has it. I've been in fashion for a long time, and there's people that have been with fashion for a long time and just don't have that skill because they're not intuitive, they're not connected with the client. And this goes with anything. I know I've been told by many different people in many different arenas of business that I've been in, I can sell anything if I want to. And I agree with that, but I have to believe in what I'm selling. It has to be intrinsic. It has to be, there has to be an intuitive connection for me, because for me, it's all about connection. So if I'm not able to connect it in alignment with what I believe and with the morals and the values, then I won't sell it. There was a brand I actually walked out on because I just couldn't connect with the values. I think I was there for about a week, and I said, I can't do this. I'm not connected with the values here. I can't do this. And so I did walk out. And then I luckily went next door, and they hired me there. So, they were sister owned actually, and I just said I don't fit there. And she said, I know, I've heard about your sales, you're pretty good, so why don't you join our store? It was only part-time, but I actually enjoyed it more because they knew they could just let me loose on a 4-hour shift and I would sell my ass off, because I just love fashion. I love connecting with the clients. I love connecting with people coming in the door and saying, you don't think you know what you're looking for, but I know what you're looking for, and you have those really one-off, really great conversations with them. They go out the door feeling great about how they look. That's what fashion is about bringing the inner stylist, the inner goddess, the inner unicorn, the inner little girl that plays in her mom's closet, in her granny's closet. All of those things are possible, even with the men. When I styled men, there would be men that would wait for me on Saturdays to style them in new suits. They'd been traveling and they'd come back and say, what do you've got for me? And I'd put a few suits aside for them, because they don't have necessarily somebody that has a taste that can look at them with unbiased attention and, know what looks good on them and can prefer and refer things to them. There's been men that I've said, do you mind if I offer you some suggestions? And they would say, yeah, sure. And I would give them suggestions on how they look. And I said, you have a really great body, but maybe you would style it this way, right? Because we all have accents in our body and our voluptuous curves and things like that we want to show off. So you can show them off in a beautiful and elegant way without seeming stuffy and pretentious and, you know, precocious about what's where and what's who. No, have fun, right? Be a little zesty sometimes. You don't have to look proper all the time. You can be a little bit zesty and a little bit sexy, and wear things that wear you, right? You want to have those clothes that are just like, man, that's just wearing you really well. So have fun with fashion. So I think that Zara mood was just beautiful. I'm really excited about that. That's a 5D alignment. That's, as soon as I saw that, I was just like, I gotta read this. I gotta listen to this. That's a 5D alignment. That's looking at the energy of the people and saying, no, we can do this. We can pair something that used to be out of this world, and we can pair it so that we're bringing it back down to earth because we want people to connect with each other again. And you're not connecting with each other if everything is so pretentious and everything is so status based, and there's so much separation as it is, and we're healing separation. We're healing the judgments that we've had about each other. We're healing all of these separations within our societies, and those people that will move forward are those that are really genuine in building connection and building the bridges of a better world. And that is all things creative, and that's all things styling is. Fashion is everything that's creative. It's got texture, it's got color, it's got style, it's got zip, it's got zazz. Fashion will always be at the hearts of who we are, because there is going to be an uptick in affordable fashions. We're going back to a similar Alexandria era, but it's going to be far more inventive. It's going to be far more out there. It's going to be far more fun, right? Because we've had many thousands of years that we've accumulated different philosophies, what's worked, what hasn't worked. And we're coming with a new activation of celestial and starseed, stardust magic energy. I'm absolutely going to be one of those ones, sprinkling a little stardust on everything, because it's going to be such a fun era to get all of our collective involved, not just the top 1% or 5%. We're shifting everything, and it's going to seem very quick that some things that we never thought would change are changing very dramatically. And we're going to see things fall really quickly, and we get to rebuild it really quickly. So be okay with these beautiful changes, and let go of your snobby attitudes, because we have to release elitism at every level and every way. Elitism is not going to build a forever humanity. We need to profit share. We need to share all resources. We need to share all wealth. Wealth sharing is what the Father's plan was all about. The first will be last, last will be first. And those that have been prepared by the dynamics of being great world leaders and great healers, they will be the ones, as we've been saying for about 8 years now, the healers will be at the top of the arenas. They will be the ones directing better systems. They will be the ones directing, saying that we've watched the children in classes and this is what works. That's a healing statement. We've watched the collective work when they are close to water. This is how we're going to do it this time. That's a healing statement. These are people that pay attention to connection. How are the people connecting with the water? How are the people connecting with real money? Another thing, the value system of banks is going to change. I don't see everything becoming Bitcoin. I'm going to be moving in another direction. That's not the arena I'm going in. That's not going to be our trade commerce. It won't be. It will be a mixture of star seed energies and trade. And we will need banks. We will need good banks that don't put the highest profits to the freaking shareholders, that are never seen and never known, and that make the rules, and they make the arbitrary dollar amounts. Like the quotient of the dollar, if you've ever watched any of those videos and true documentaries about how and what and why and who and what is truly underneath the valuing of a dollar in any country, you actually go watch one of those documentaries. It's very arbitrary. It's very, very arbitrary. There is no mathematical scale on the value of a dollar. There isn't. It's been corrupt since the very beginning of the elitism for the last 80 years, 90 years. Corruption has really began the last 100 years. This has been a really bad 100-year bubble, and we're breaking it all over the place. We do need banks. They're going to be smaller. They're going to be community-based. And they're going to be where shareholders are not doing pickpockets. They're not Masons. They're not 33rd degree Illuminati, they're no. It's not. We're going to have younger people in there that are come up with genius economic programs where you go into a bank and you actually get your money out that same day. Going to be better lending, better borrowing. It's not going to be what it has been. It just won't, and it can't. We will need banks, and we're going to have trade, and we're going to have coins. And there's absolutely going to be a reduction of internet criminal fraud, because those are parasites. They're internet parasites. The more value that we have on who we are, the value that we have within our DNA, the value that we hold within our DNA, and the value that we hold within how and what and why we make money, there will be no more crimes and no more fraud in the crime rings. It's not going to be what it has been. Online fraud has been insane. Online fraud has been insane. It shouldn't be this high. They're internet parasites. They're parasites. Why? Because there's no connection. Everything is about connection. You find connection, and what does it do? It brings value. And when you're looking at value, when you're looking at the value of the brain, how much value does the brain have? The brain's value for the biophysical body, the brain is the highest value, and the heart the highest value, and the chakras the higher value. It all has different value. But when you're talking about the brain, okay, well, let's talk value. What are the products out there? What is the education out there? What is the stimulus out there? What is the understanding out there? What is the consciousness out there? The brain has to be enhanced as consciousness increases, and as consciousness increases, the brain has to be enhanced. It's micro, macro, it's equal. Well, the value of our brain becomes far more important when you understand consciousness, because your brain cannot go through any enhancements if you're not manifesting that higher intelligent capacity and aptitude. So when you speak about how is this collective going to move forward, how are we going to move the collective in momentum, how are we going to lift the collective so that we become higher intelligent beings? Well, first of all, we have to understand that we need the higher intelligence to go in on every thread, and that's going to increase the capacity and aptitude of the conscious. We got to start everywhere. Started in the schools, started in fashion. All of these things can all be higher consciousness. Why? Because I'm putting value in it. Fashion has value. It absolutely does. When you feel beautiful and you know that your creative sensorial experience, the sensorial experience is a multi-dimensional experience. There are children nowadays, believe it, because I've seen it and I see them. There are children nowadays that are less than 15 years old, and they are making their own clothes because there's no market for them. There's no market for them. They just get to their mom's sewing machine and they start making clothes. Do you see what I'm saying? Where have we placed the value of the children? Do you see what I'm saying? We're going there. We're going to go there. This needs to be healed. Where has it been? I want everybody to put it on the table. Get out your books, get out your papers. When you come to my channel, we do the work. Because you don't want to walk away with the same consciousness you came when you came. I don't want you just watching. I want you doing the work. I want you opening everything up, and I want you saying, we're placing this on the table, and we're going to look at it, and we're going to churn it. We're going to alchemize it. Because all of you leaving this channel today, you're going to go into and you're going to step on a 5D platform. You're going to step on a 5D new earth. Because you want to be a part of that 5D earth. Otherwise, it's Epstein. And Epstein is, the children are over there, the women are, who knows where the women are, the elderly and the First Nations and all tribes, we don't know where they are either, and it's just the elite. That's how the internet, that's how the world of electronics, that's how the world looks right now. Very segmented, and it's everywhere, and there's no palpable energy garnering it and harvesting it in a way that's positive and loving for all. When you're harvesting, you're sending out the unity oneness. Unity oneness instead of individual selfishness. No, it's a unity consciousness. The energy of unity consciousness is a value. It's a value. It has to begin in your gut, your belly. No, this is who I am. This is my I am statement. The I am statement is all about value. My brain is going to be 5D ready. I'm ready in my brain. I value my brain. I value how my brain works. I want the telomeres. I want the synaptics. I want everything. I want that value system there. I'm working on that. I'm the commander of that. I want my DNA. My DNA is in the highest value. I know what's in my DNA. That's a value system. We don't know this. We're not taught this. So Everything within this new generic shifting pivot, this is 5D, this is 5D, this is 5D. That's value. I'm pressing all of my value, my energy of value. I understand omnipresent energy. I understand 3D is not going to be in this universe anymore. It's not in this universe. It's going to move over to this one. And that's the entropy universe. I don't want to be on that universe. I want to be on this one. Choose with intention. I'm valuing where I'm putting my energy. I'm valuing where I'm directing my energy. And if the children don't see something, the children will create it. They're not waiting for us. So we just need to clear the way a little and say, okay, children, go. Go. What do you need? What resources do you need? What tools do you need? This is what should be happening. We value the children. We value where they're placing. We're valuing. Let's help them get their own fashion brand. And no, we're not going to undersell them. We're not going to undercut them. No, we're going to lift them and have them put their names on it. Because this is what great leaders and masters do. We build and we lead the way. It's not about you anymore. It's unity consciousness. And your value of saying, yes, we can all do this. These things have to come down because it's separated, it's segmented, it's discriminatory, it's defamatory. No, it's over, it's done with. We want uniqueness. We want to know that we are all meant to be unique. We all meant to have our voices heard, and everybody adds to the puzzle. Everybody adds to the soup. If we all came as the same type of mustard, what kind of sandwich would that be? No, some days I want a hot mustard, a really hot mustard. Some days I don't want any mustard. Do you see what we're saying? When that energy is needed, that energy is fucking needed. This is why God brings me in as the closer. This is why God brings me in exactly when God does. Because now there's a certain energy that's needed, and we need to pivot and we need to get going. We're not going to be behind the 8 ball anymore. No, where the value is, we're going to be step in step with God. Step in step with the rest of the galaxy. What do you got for me? Let's do this. Those are those ones that actually read the energy, read the pulsation of the collective and say, this needs to go there, that needs to go there, that needs to go there. Next. There's people that just know energy people, and it has nothing to do with ego. No, I know energy, so let's work with it. Everybody has a way, and if they're not trained and if they're not honed, then they're falling behind. Because why? They haven't done any of the work. What's their value? Do you have a value on your energy? Where's, as Source said, how important? What's another word for importance? Value. What is your value of your soul's evolution? My value is very key. I want my brain enhanced. It's a high value to me. I put that right up there. I mean, my brain enhanced is right up here. My DNA and my brain are everything. Everything. Everything, everything, everything. It's consciousness all working in one. This is God consciousness. God consciousness. God consciousness. To understand God consciousness here, I need my brain enhanced. This happens first, then this happens. God consciousness working together. Nobody in the collective knows that because we're not talking spirit when there's no connection. I'm connected with spirit. Everything can have value in it. And how are you presenting your value? Are you a representation of the heavens? That's where my value is. I don't care what, I don't give a fuck what people think about me. I don't give a fuck because they're sitting from their consciousness level and they have no idea who they are. Why would I care what people think about me? I don't care. Oh, I'm here, am I not? I've activated my DNA, am I not? Right? Again, I'm not proving anything because everything that I am is proving it for it. I mean, the proof is already everywhere. So I don't have to say anything anymore. It's just energy is proving itself. It's harmonizing and culminating around me. That's what the universe just converges with me. I just let it. Come on, universe, let's play. That's a value system. I value the universe. I value going through the motions of loving your body at any stage, even though it's been impaled with crap and hate. No, okay, well, this is going to be a value system I got to learn now. So as I'm growing in capacity and aptitude, I'm learning about new things to think about. I'm learning about how to work with my DNA in new ways. I'm learning about how to think about my body in new ways. So yes, I'm growing and I get to teach others. I get to help others. So I'm doing the best that I can to keep turning and alchemizing. Wherever I'm at, it's just a temporary point, but I can be in it, fully valuing myself in it. And that's an epiphany. I never said that before. I'm valuing myself in this moment. So write that down on your papers. That's a great collective statement. We are valuing ourselves where we're at right now. I love that my energy attracted that documentary about fashion no longer being a statement of elitism. No, because some of us just want to look good because we can afford whatever we can afford when we can afford it. You know, if I can afford a $10 skirt that's on a markdown, 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 I know that skirt and I know it's going to look great. I can wear that skirt. Right? I can do fashion at whatever price. I can do it. Right? So this is where we're churning. We're churning the values. The values are going to be so much more comfy. We're going to feel so much more better in our skin, humanity. We get to be okay with ourselves. We're not going to be so snotty. We're not going to be so snotty with life anymore. And if people are snotty around you, do you really want to be around them? I mean, if they judge everything and everyone that passes by because they don't wear the top brands, or they don't walk like this, or they don't have this brand of a shoe, or maybe they're a little bit 5 pounds overweight, or they don't look like this and they don't look like that, and they don't speak like this and they don't have a Harvard whatever. Really? That's your value system? Seriously, that's your value system. Do you want to know my value system? Remember that elderly gentleman that comes into the coffee shop and he's watched all of his friends pass away? And he comes into the coffee shop every day with a stroller because his car got taken away. And that was devastating for him. I sat at the table as he filled out the forms to hand over his license. That's what he did. I sat with him as he handed over his license. And he sealed the envelope. And he put it on the table. And he said, well, that's it. Not going to drive anymore. Just me and the walker. That was a huge life event for him. And that month he had seen 3 of his friends just pass away. And then the next day we had a conversation about him wanting a friend that he could be with, you know, and share with, you know, a few intimate hand holdings and a few intimate kisses. And he had finally got up the nerve to ask this one lady that he had a few smiles with across the table as they were all having their communion and their shared dinner times and so on. And he said, you know what, the kicker, he says, the kicker is, she said, I'm married. And she's like 90 something, right? And so she said, oh, I like having dinner with you, and it's nice to sit across from the table and smile. But I guess her husband either passed away, or her husband has another care home or something, or maybe he's unconscious in the thing. You know, he makes light of it at the age that he's at. And he said, and he just laughed, and he was trying to hold back some tears. And he said, but you know, I've got only a bit of time left. And he'd said, I'd like a friend. And I said, he was telling me about a few other people, and he comes into the coffee shop because the coffee shop is the only socializing that he gets. And he forces himself in his walker, and he goes really, really slow, and he puts on his nice little sweater, and he wears his little hat with his little buttons, and he's very, very, very sweet man. And so yesterday when he was leaving, and I was taking a phone call, and I was listening to it, and he always sits across from me, and he sits out, and he walks around, and he would stop at the table. He would stop outside the window, and he was trying to get his little rocker thing, or his walker, over a little bump, and they're waiting for the car to pass, and he looked over at me, and his eyes went really wide, and I went like this to him, and he just go, ah, and you could see the little crystals of water in his eyes, and he had not obviously had anybody give him a love heart sign, you know. I missed you today, you know, take your time and go slow, you know, but just sending those little wishes of love to people that need it. That's value. And if I'm the only one they talk to in the week, I'm so happy that it's me. That's value, right? It takes just a second. So the values of everything that we are becoming is changing, and it's softening. Thank God. You don't have to measure anybody else's tools, and you don't have to measure anybody else's compass or grade system or rating system. Because sometimes the people that look at you and they have so much to say, and my life story is just one small speck on the spectrum of 8 billion humans. And the people that look at me and make their statements every day, and none of them have ever met me or talked to me. And what I say is true. There's a handful of really solid souls that I talk to, and there's maybe about 5 of them that I talk to in a week. Lots of people say hi and lots of people know me, but they're not the ones that sit and talk that at a soul level that can say they know me and know about my life or anything about me. None of them can say anything. They don't know me at all. They've never asked me how I'm doing. They've never asked me what I've been through. They never asked me how they can help. These are people that have no idea who I am. You have to be honest with everyone. If you go up and ask anybody, have you asked anyone today how they're doing? Like literally, like seriously, how are you? I want to know how you are. Can we talk for a second? How you doing? I'm like, come on. What's going on in there? Have you seriously asked someone how they're actually doing and care? Before you ask anyone how they're doing, I want you to ask before you ask it, do you actually care how they're doing? So don't ask if you don't care. Because people like me, we can tell. You just pass in time and it's just frivolity. You don't have to ask me. Yeah, I'm not one of those people you have to ask, how am I doing? Just for social frivolity. I don't need it. I seriously don't need, I'd rather you not. Please don't waste your breath on me. Please don't. I don't need it. Sorry. Frivolity, don't waste it on me. Because I'm not enlightened by it. I see through it. It's fake as fuck. I don't want it. If you're actually going to sit and like the old guy takes a second to stop and, and say hi and do his beautiful little loving gesture, I'd rather that. That's what I value. That's my value system. So don't ask. But if you can say to someone and anybody that is before you that offers speech on anyone, and then you ask them, did you actually ask how they're doing? Do you care how they're doing? So before somebody says anything, ask them. Now, as you just stated that thing out of your mouth about somebody that you don't even know, that you've never met, and you've never talked on the phone, you've never actually gone and see them live and how they live and what they live, and you've never had coffee with them, and you've never had a conversation on any level with them, not an email, not a text, you have had nothing to do with this person. How can you say anything about that person? Do you care how they're doing? You cannot state that then. Do you see what I'm saying? Value system is no, I'm going to be aligned with my speech because my speech is my DNA, people. People used to say to me a long time ago, sometimes the things you say are different than how everybody said. Yeah, because I have codes. When I say something, it means something. What I say means something. It activates my speech. It activates my truth. It activates my heavenliness. Those are codes of statements. And God, that's the sacred tongue that God gave me. God blessed me with sacred tongue. That means when something really hits and it's aligned with spirit, no, I say it and it means something and it sticks out there. It's a code that's out in the collective, and someday, somehow, somewhere, that code's going to hit and it's going to fall and it's going to make sense. Man, that just woke me up. Yeah, don't ask somebody how they're doing if you don't fucking care. So first, get in alignment of caring. Because when you care, that person that passes by just when they need it, that connection, that value goes to that person, and man, you just changed the frequency of the earth. That's what I know to be true. That's my value system. I care about connection. And if it's that one person that I stop and say, I'm going to put down my phone, I want to give you a love symbol. I love you. I care about you. Let's talk. How you doing? It matters to me that I care. How you doing? So again, life is going to be and is intentional. Care with intention. No, I care about how you're doing. I care about this next song I'm going to write. I want to write it from a different place than I've ever been. So I'm going to do something before I write this next song, because I don't want to put out a song just because I put out a song in the same manner I did before. I'm putting it out every 4 weeks. Clockwork. No, I'm not doing it this time. No, I'm jumping off that pattern. I want to do a song in a different way. I'm going to go completely mute. I'm going to go completely silent for a whole 30 days, 45 days, 60 days. Go silent. No access to anything. And go put yourself in nature for 60 days. No access to anything. Don't pick up anything. The only thing you have your phone on for is emergency calls. That's it. So if somebody's not dying, don't call me. Let let the world continue and you go into hermit. Go hermit for 60 days. See what happens. See what happens. You'll start to care again about values. You'll start to say, oh my God, what is value? Oh my God. I've been totally living off grid. You've been living off grid of all source creatorhood. Everybody has been off grid of connection. Nobody has been connected. Everybody's been off grid. Off grid used to mean something positive. It doesn't mean positive in this respect. It doesn't. I never want to be off grid. I'm always on grid with God. Always. When I step foot on the planet, God knows, Gaia knows, the collective knows I'm on grid. That's why you all want to harvest off of me, because I'm fucking on. You ask me about any part of the collective, I'll tune into it. I'm on grid. That's why it's important for me to be around people that matter. Don't say anything you don't mean. I'm going to feel it. I don't want you in my circle. You're kind of wasting up the electric space here. Go be frivolous with somebody else. Energy is energy. It means everything. What is your intention? What is your value system? My value system is what I say I am. And everybody and their dog has fucking challenged me. I know who I am. Why do you want to keep challenging me? What does that say about you? What's your value system? So challenge those people that want to keep challenging you. And then when they challenge you for the third time, you say, look, you've challenged me for 3 times and we're putting an end to this. Because at some point, some way, you have to decide, are you going to be next to me on this experience? Because you keep challenging means that you want to prove something. I'm not in that. I don't want to prove anything. You've just proven that you're not worthy of my circle. And sometimes you got to move these people on. Because these people are the parasites that are testing the very fabric of your business. And if they're not going to move along, and if they're not going to stop gossiping, and if they're not going to stop throwing people down under the bus, then they're not worth having on your team. And sometimes you got to make those hard calls. Because again, we're building a new earth. There's going to be no more throwing people under the bus. The traffickers and the RICO crimes, the people that have been doing the most harm to everybody, you're getting called out. You are going to be accountable. You're not going to keep throwing people that have absolutely done nothing wrong. Like you're absolutely fabricating crimes and you're fabricating everything just so that you can never be found out for what you've done and for the money you've hidden. That money will be found. And these offshore accounts, they're going to get brought in. That's value system. No, I value when you have the intention. Do this, business owners. Do this, writers. Do this, creative gods. This is a key tip. Write this down. Do a circle, you and God, and the collective, that's your sacred trinity. The heavens, the Gaia, and your collective. That's your sacred trinity, that's your blueprint. Write this down. What's your dimensional reality? What is your dimension? What is a dimension? V plus I, vibration plus information. How do you make your reality? What's R equal? R equals I, D, F. Write this down. These are always your equations. They never change. If these things, 3E, 3A, if these, one thing only, this aligns your chakras. If you open up and align with the value system of Source Creator, unity, oneness, you intend 5D, you intend unity consciousness, you intend that higher value system. Watch everything around you converge. That's the difference between somebody like me and somebody that's not. And there's no judgment, but it's saying that why God places me where God places me in amongst the most crass sometimes. Because my energy is like that. Because I know. And I don't go in there saying, no, I know I'm better than you. No, that's not it at all. And you don't know me at all to say any of those things. Because there's people out there that say, oh, you just think you're this. No, because I can hear your energy. No, that's where you're at. I know what I do with energy, and that's just a knowing. And that's a confidence. I've earned it. Because I've had a whole lifetime of people telling me I'm nothing, and I had to break through every one of those curses and hexes. That's how you know the difference, and that's proof. Because proof is the one that stands there. And proof is the one that says, I told you not to throw death wishes at me. I told you not to sacrifice me 80,000 times. And what happened? Well, now you're getting it back and now people around you are dropping dead. I told you. I told you. That's not ego. That's proof. Just as I said in all of my things, and I'm teaching you how to go around it 7 ways to Sunday. Why? Because you have to know you have to do the work. You have to be the vibration. I'm the vibration. The universe converges around me. That's godly. Because it needs to be fixed. We need to raise the level of our value system here. The value system has been Epstein. No more. It's been cracked up, let it break. And the same with those around you. If those around you want you to keep, if those around you consistently want to break any new energy, break that which is love, break that which is unity, break that which you know in your heart is true. If they are constantly wanting you to fall, to break, to go another way, to distract you from your path, to distract you from your patience, to distract you from your honor, to distract you from love, to distract you from patience, to distract you from giving good kindness to others, to distract you from being a good human. If there are any of these around in your circle, you need to have a conversation with them and give them 3 strikes, they're out. Get them on their way, because they must be doing the work to stay in your circle. Bottom line. Move these people on, because you will feel the pull. You will feel the pull, and you'll be getting pulled under the wave as these darker energies get pulled out to that lower entropy universe. You will feel the drag. Energy is everything, and it took me everything in the power, because I don't let anybody in my circle, because I'm responsible for my energy. And if I'm not at my top, no, I'm responsible for, I know that my energy touches everything. That's how responsible I am. So if I'm not just feeling my top today, I'm going to go ghost. I'm going hermit, crickets. Because I need to repair. That's responsible leadership. These people that constantly test and poke, you give them 3 strikes and they're out, and have that conversation with them. You've taken and you've stolen, and you keep coming at me with negative attitudes on someone that I said I want on my team, and you're just not listening. That means you have a private agenda that goes against my agenda. And my agenda is unity consciousness and building this business. And what do you say? What say ye? What are your values? You keep wanting to crack me. You keep wanting to break me. You have an agenda. And your agenda is to get me. That means it's selfish, because you want to be taken care of, and you want your bills paid, and you want whatever you want. So now we're going to have a discussion. You're going to be self-reliant. You're going to be value system of self. You've got a few days to correct your attitude and your behavior. This is a team of oneness. And if you can't be happy for everybody on the team, if you can't build oneness within everybody in the team, then you got to go away and you got to get healed, and you got to take responsibility for your attitude. You got to take responsibility for your energy. I'm not doing double time for your energy. Tell them that. I'm not doing double time for your karmic work when you are choosing not to go and heal your jealousy and envy. We're moving in a new direction, and sometimes these conversations have to be had, especially if you are ones that are leading in business, especially if you are ones that are leading in new system creation. Because we can no longer have toxic teachers that don't like children. We can no longer have toxic leaders that hate people. We can no longer have people that are leaders that have no clue about healthy water and healthy air. We can't do this anymore. We can't do this. Why would we put toxic people in positions of leadership? No, value system people. Value system. What is going in your brain and around your brain? If you're feeding your brain 24/7, conjuring, dark magic, voodoo, warlock, Masonic, Eastern Star, toxicity, what does your brain look like? I'm going to be involved in studies. I will be involved in studies of the future. I'm going to be in all studies about the brain and light hitting DNA and hitting the brain. And what does it do to the biophysical matter of your body? From cell to cell, from molecule to molecule, from the functioning of your brain and the synaptic frequencies and pathways. Those are the studies I'm going to do. I'm also going to have a bunch of law firms that are trying to fix this whole trafficking elitism thing. Masonic thing that's been, I don't want to hear any more about the Masons. My God, if I hear any more about the Masons. If I hear any more about the secret society, special cult, if I hear any more about that. Do you see what I'm saying? That was the value system. It's not the value system anymore. The value system is building humanity to ultra-human states, which means that we are all heavenly. Each of us have a unique value with God, and only God designs this. Only God in the highest of the heavens design your DNA. And your value system is within your DNA. So do you value what you put in it? Do you value the energy you're bringing in so that you're converging? You're converging your energy, right? Your energy. What's in your energy field? Somebody that snaps off at people and pulls people down and wants to break people and wants to challenge people and wants people to be, no, it doesn't want anything new coming in because that means the energy and the attention is going to be drawn away from them. So how about you go get healed in your insecurities? How about you go get healed and stop bringing other people down? Go work on your energy. Because I'm not going to change, I'm not going to reduce. And I want a team that's going to be in 100 on what? Unity consciousness. Why? Because everybody on that team's got to build the children. Everybody on that team's got to encourage the children, and it's got to be authentic. I don't want any fake frivolity on my team. I don't want it. Go be fake with somebody else. You're here for the pure goods. Pure goods. I want people that are cleated before I even get there. That's what I want. Before the lights are even on the field, I want my people there. Why? Because it shows that it doesn't matter what I get paid. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who shows up. It doesn't matter if there's any cars in the parking lot. I'm there, cleats on. That's passion. That's why God chooses who God chooses. Ain't no special name attached to it. Ain't no special name attached to it. Why? Because they're coming to me now. Why? Because they lost their connection to values. Period. They bought into false values. They bought into gatekeepers. They bought into doing rituals with people they don't even know that are nothing but hate and conjuring. Their brains do not look like a good brain. Any of those gatekeepers, look at their brains. Some of the gatekeepers you've seen on TV, go look at the pictures. I was watching a case study yesterday, a case study on somebody that had raised a lot of children. They had gone from a church environment to a cult. Her and her husband raised, I think their last child was like 13 children. They began going from church to cult. They went to their own cult, started their own cult within their family. The degradation of their value system was misdirected into misinformation and misguidance to obviously adults that had no sense of self because they were looking to belong. It's not really energies that you want to bring children into the world in, because if you have no sense of belonging, your children aren't going to have a sense of belonging. So they created this cult, and it went very quickly downwards because they had no sense of self. And as they're going through their own spiral of ascension, as they're going through their soul fragments that want to be healed, of course, nobody's doing the healing, nobody's talking about it. So their family went progressively into psychosis, child by child, day by day, year by year. The children stopped going to school. She got deeper into cult magic, and he got into cult magic. He was an engineer. And they wouldn't let anybody in the house. And when one of the girls finally escaped, she found her brother's phone and she made a phone call to the 911, and 911 came to find her running in the street. She had hardly gone outside I think she was 13, maybe 9 or 10 or something. She had hardly been outside. There are no social skills whatsoever. No, and this, I want to make this very clear because there's also attitudes out there about proper socialization. No, we're just talking about children being loved, that they have a community and they're being loved and they're a part of a community. I don't think any one way of people saying that, throwing people's way of, all of these things that they've done in the last, 26 years of, anyways, I'm not going to get into it. just children being loved by their community. Children need to be out and social with life and the parks and things like that. Like, get your children outside, get them feeling that they're loved everywhere, right? It's just about exploration, the 3 E's. So anyways, they have gotten deeper into this cult energy, and they had gone downhill very dramatically. You could see the vacancy in their eyes, which had been when they were interviewing the other family members that had seen their family go, slowly down with so many children. The brother and the sister of the two that were husband and wife, the brother had said, you can just see when you look in her eyes, it's all vacant. There's nothing there. It's just darkness. And people have also said these things as we're going to do more investigation. We're going to do more research. We have to research these things. So I do want to be a part of these research papers. I want to be a part of these research discoveries, because it's going to be a part of our healing. We have to have these explorations as a part of our healing with great respect. And so we have to understand how come humans go into these cult experiences, these ideologies, and it is breaking from church and state and the very traumas that have gone on there. And they sometimes go to a place where they feel like they're going to be really accepted and really loved because they're looking for a place to belong. And, they go from that church and they want to find something to belong to next. But the belonging is always within. And that's been the mistake. And so it's not a mistake. Everybody finds their way. But it's been that place where, in the summary of this story, these children were highly, 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 badly abused and neglected behind closed doors. As I've said, when you do black magic and when you do such conjuring, the energy is in the house, and the energy just becomes a parasite of death. When you walked in the door, the house was a parasite of death. Some of the children were chained to beds horribly. The one girl that did escape used her brother's phone to call 911. The police didn't really believe her story, as the child who did not have proper language because she had never been to school. She had been to school maybe a couple of years, but she had been living in the house. It was horrible. It was horrible, horrible, horrible. What these children had been through. It was nice to see, though. I did see one of the children. She does have a YouTube channel now, and I saw her dancing on YouTube. So I was very, very happy to say I was celebrating. My heart went so happy out for her. So she was just a beautiful, beautiful girl, and her spirit had come back, and she was dancing, and she was just showing humanity that she was dancing, and she was sharing herself with humanity on that one YouTube video. I just saw it go past my screen, so I was very, very happy. I just cheered to the heavens, and I cheered for her, because what she had gone through was no child should go through what her parents chose. Her parents that are not healed, her parents that were psychotically not okay because of the cult magic and the energies and the entities that people bring in unknowingly, because they are misguided. They don't know what they're doing with energy. They don't know spiritual higher knowledge, and they're playing with magic and energy and entities that eat them parasitically. And then it overflows into the home, because energy is energy. So as you live in these energies, that's what the home looks like. The home is disgusting, dirty, garbage everywhere, children. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. So in any event, there had been the comments about the vacancy of when people do black magic, they surrender their soul to the entities that they're conjuring. You'll find this as a very valid and common statement from those people in the cult of Calgary and where they have come from, unless they are doing very committed pathwork through which that I do in reclaiming that spiritual light, which, as far as I know, I'm not aware of any of these people doing it. They're still doing black magic on me, still trying to come up with schemes and plots to, again, defame me and go on the same cycle of degradation of me, because I'm the one calling them out. So this is the only way to reclaim your light back, is by doing pathwork. But you have to be absolutely conscious of your choices. You have to be intentional in valuing what was already there. I value who I was before. I value that I already had the belonging. I already had the sense of self, and instill that in the children, instill the light within the children. How to find that value is within you. How to find that sense of belonging is within you. You have such amazing, incredible belonging. Why would you go to anywhere outside of you? There's no cult in this. There's no cult on this planet that has what you are. They don't know. What is a cult going to know? What is some gatekeeper going to know about you? Ask a gatekeeper, anybody that comes to you as a Masonic, witch, or war. It doesn't matter who they are, what they call themselves. My God, I'm so tired of these fucking definitions. It doesn't matter what anybody says when they come to you and they think they know anything about you. Oh, we see that you're this, and we see that you're going to be this, you're going to be that. Like any type of gatekeeper energy. Say, well, what's your soul blueprint? What's your destiny? Oh, my destiny is to make sure everybody goes where they go. No, that's not your destiny, sweetie. That ain't your destiny at all. You don't know anything. What's your DNA? What's in your DNA? What's going on there? No, they don't do any path work. So don't ever give your power to people. Don't ever bow to somebody following you and you following them. Don't. No. No, 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 no. No, you are you. I'm me, my value is me, my morals are me, everything is me, that's who I am. So it's you. You're the value system of you. When you intend, as I said earlier, when you intend, remember those ratios I told you, do the equations, do the ratios. The God's perfect equation, always have God in there. My intention is God. It's my I am presence. My chakras speak. My chakras are standing at attention. When I send out a love symbol, it means I love you. I'm sending that love to you. It's not just doing this, it doesn't mean anything. I'm not frivolous. When I say something, it means something. Thank you. It means I thank you. When you send in a donation, I actually send you energy and you will feel the energy in your field. You get a healing when I say thank you. Some people think that, and people that are misaligned don't get it. Everybody that has worked with me, they get it because they feel me. When you send me a donation, I do light work and I send you light. Your life is changed. Do you think it's just something that God says that those that I say and send light to and blessings to, they actually get a blessing? Do you think that's just something I say? Most of you would say, yes, that's just something you say. You don't think it. No, when I say something, it means something. Why? Because I'm connected. Because God and I are like that, equal measure. You don't behave that way. That's not your value system. It's all airy-fairy. Nothing really matters because everything everybody says doesn't mean anything. They're disconnected. Everything's disconnected out there. No, I'm bringing it in. I'm connected. I'm making a new reality. What are you doing? Everything is energy. I know how to work with energy. I'm an alchemist. God places me somewhere. Energy changes. Energy moves. That's what I do. Cleat up. Are you tuning in here? You know, it's like the old switchboard. They pull out the plug and put it here. Pull out the plug, put it there. When my plug is pulled in, everybody gets light. So when I say thank you, I bless you, there's an actual blessing coming to you. That's being godly. That's my position. I get ranked. That's why I don't give it out. No, I'm not going to give it to somebody that has done nothing but hurt people and take people's lives. No, I'm not giving you a blessing. You're going to sit in your karma because you need it. You need to sit in your karma. Your blessing was 10,000 times ago when I said, stop doing the sacrifice. Please stop doing the sacrifice. Please stop sacrificing me. You have so much to look forward to. Your DNA is so special. Please stop sacrificing me. Please stop sacrificing me. You're spitting on God right now. Come on, please don't play God. Don't play chicken with God. Please don't play chicken with God. That's when you had your blessing, about 6 years ago. So now y'all just sit in your karma because, you know, I'm going to give blessings to people that actually are going to be cleated up before the lights even go on. That's my game. That's my game. I don't lie. I don't play games. I don't play agendas. I don't reel you in and then play little games with you. I don't reel you in and then lie to you and then evade you and then never be seen before. No, if I say I'm not going to play your game, I'm not playing your game. I'm going to recoil. I'm going to go somewhere else and you click in and you tune in when you're ready, when you're vibrationally ready to hear truth, to be with truth, to hang out with truth, you know, maybe then, but you got to sort it out first. You got to get there first. Because I'm not wasting any more time with people that just play games and knock people down, take people out, steal their work, sacrifice them, steal their work, sacrifice them, and then call my work theirs. I don't want to play with you anymore. You've taken enough from me. And now that God is saying, well, yeah, her vibration actually is, because what do you earn on the Jacob's ladder? You earn the vibration, you earn the vibration, you earn the vibration, you earn the vibration. When you get to here, everything starts vibrating. You actually have a vibrational pull. You actually vibrate. When I sit still, my bones and my blood vibrate. Because what I say is, spirit is, I am. Those are statements that mean something. When I say have a good day, it means have a really good day. I'm blessing you. It's a vibration. It's not just words. No, they're words put together with letters, put together with intention, put together with love, put together with a blessing, put together with light, put together with movement, put together with God. That's why I change things. Everything I touch turns to gold. But most of the collective out there had to have it proven, because that's the divine masculine energy. They want things proven to them. They want numbers, they want stats, they want proof, they want analysis. Let's see how far she can go. Let's see how much we can break her. Let's see how many tests we can put her through. Let's see how many sacrifices. Let's hire the voodoo from Nigeria. Let's hire that one from over there. Let's put her in the underground. Let's sell her 800 times. See if she still lives. Well, I'm here I am, and I'm still teaching. My value system was never yours. I will never measure to you. We're not on the same ball field. Perhaps you get understanding energy. Perhaps you get understanding consciousness, because we're not on the same consciousness level. That's not a judgment. That's an actual truth. And that's why it sounds judgy to you. Some of you, that might sound judgy. It's not judgy. I'm saying it's a truth. We're not on the same consciousness level. And I'm okay to say that now. Because a whole many years, I went without saying it, and I just knew it, and I just sat back and went silent. But I'm not being silent anymore. Why? Because God doesn't want me to stay silent. God says, get out there. The people need to see your light. I'm a leader. I'm meant to be seen, people. People need to hear me because I activate DNA. I activate your godliness. That's why you come to my channel. There's no other channel that activates you. I activate you. It's my tongue. It's what I do. Vibrations. So why does everybody have me on the street? I'm activating the homeless. I'm activating the elderly. I'm activating anybody that stands before me. Because everything is a gift and everything is God. I don't judge like you judge. You all judged me. There were people that hung up their phones because they didn't want to talk to me. I wasn't important enough until God showed them. God showed you, didn't he? God showed all of you. Now you want to talk to me. All you got to do is put a payment into PayPal, $300 US. You can talk to me face to face. You can even record it. I don't keep anything. I don't record anything. I need lots of room to make room for all these other things. I got stuff to learn about. I got projects on the go. I'm not going to be keeping anything about anybody. I'm not that petty. Thank you, I got better stuff to do. If you want an appointment, book appointment. PayPal is the only way to get in touch with me. There is a message box in PayPal. You can put a message in there because there's still people that hack all my stuff. They want to know what I'm doing. They want to know who I'm talking to. It's none of your business. Again, we're not on the same consciousness level, and my teams have me veiled. And you will get a scrambled message if you even go looking for me or do a reading on me because you weren't invited. You don't have a right to do readings on me. If you want to know something, because that's what real leaders do. That's what 5D does. We talk to DNA, we talk to ourselves, we care about the value of the brain and how it's being activated by somebody true and real that sits before you and has a vibrational system of light, has a vibrational system of chakras and honor, and says, I want to get to know you. Let's talk, let's chat, let's sit down. What kind of coffee you drink? You want to connect? Doesn't it sound a lot more fun than getting a reading and talking to a third party of a third party of a third party? And even that person that's even reading, you might be at a fake reader. God might have led you to a fake reader that doesn't even know anything about their soul blueprint, is not connected with God on any level. The best they're doing is they're reading tarot cards. They don't even know how to read. They're not tuning into energy. They're just reading the numbers and the pictures on the cards. They're not connected on any level. They don't know anything about me. They couldn't even tap into my energy. All of you that have wasted your money on readers, when all you could have done is put a donation and hello. Hi, you want to talk to me personally? Rock on. Activation. Go around the circle a few more times. No reader will tap into me. They won't. No reader's going to tap into me. They would be a fool. They would be a fool. They would be a fool. They'd be a fool to tap into me. They get the collective energy through the collective reads because of the aligned readers. That's all they get is my collective energy. Anybody paying for a private reading on me, that doesn't know me, that is not bothered to pick up the phone and get to know me, that is not bothered to pick up the phone and say, hey, you're one of my collective, I'm going to respect you enough to pay you the money, and I want to talk to you personally. That's the rule. That's the law. Because we're adults, we're kind of grown adults here. We're not going to act like 12-year-olds. You want to know something about me, you want to ask questions about me, pick up the phone, and we're going to do a PayPal. You throw $300 in the PayPal, and you get 90 minutes. Usually goes over, because that's what I give. I'm a very generous person with my energy. Very generous to those people that say, I respect you, I'm going to pay for your energy. I'm going to pay for whatever you're going to give me. I'm going to pay for whatever activations you think God can allow me to just have in that beautiful 90 minutes that I get to spend with you one-on-one. No interruptions, no nothing, just me and you. Me and you and God. See, I take my sessions and I take everything that I do, I take it very seriously. Why? Because I value. I value God. I value what I've earned. I value the light that I've owned. I value. I value every night that I sat at the table doing webinars for all my Japan clients, going 2 and 3 and 4 hours. I gave so much to my Japan clients. And I can go back there any day and I can start a whole new season of learning. If I wanted to go and spend 6 months in Japan, I'd have full classes. That's value. I value them. I gave them everything. I poured my heart out to those people. They value what I gave them. And all of them were activated and all of them were made a better being. I know what I give people. I don't have to explain anything to anybody. And I don't have to prove anything to anybody, especially those that don't know anything about energy and don't care about who they are. You have no value system within yourself, but you're judging me. You're putting me on a compass where I have to measure up to somebody else? No, thank you. I don't want to work with you. I get to say that now. God's given me the pleasure. God's given me the luxury. I get to choose who I'm going to work with, and I'm not going to work with people that behave in such ignorance. No, you want to come and you want to help humanity? Yes or no? And there is a 3 strike. You keep coming at me with toxic, satanic energy. You're 3 strikes and you're out. Take your parasitic energy elsewhere. I don't have to put up with your arrogance. I don't have to put up with your abuse. You're not entitled to my energy, period. You want to be around me, level up. You want to be around me, you want to connect with me, pay PayPal and book a session with me because I'm connected and tapped in with God. No reader is going to read me personally. They will read my collective energy on my collective story on what the collective has done to me. That's it. They won't read me personally. They're not given permission. So just know that. If you want to ask me something, then ask me. Book a video and ask me. I won't bite you. It'll say, finally, great to talk to you. What do you want to ask me? I'm a very open, honoring person. I get frustrated with people that play games like they're 12. No, we're not 12. Can we get on with it now? I've got 6 books to write. Come on, people. Feisty. I've got lots of air in my chart. I've got so much Aries. I've got a lot of Aries in my chart. I mean, if my chart's even real, because they didn't give me my proper birth date and my birth documents, so who the hell knows when I'm born. All I know is I got a lot of fire. I'm fiery. I'm feisty. It's okay. You can say no to me. I'm okay with you saying no, but you're gonna wish you didn't. Because you can't handle me. I'll run circles around you. You'll be looking for me. I'll be in the garden with the fairies. Bye. She's out on her swing with the fairies, singing and talking and dancing away. All my clients know that about me. Where's Celeste? She's in the garden. Where's Joanna? Oh, she's in the garden. She's bare feet with her dress on. She's in the garden. She's naked. She's in the garden. The fairies want to play. The fairies want to play. Not waiting for nobody. Clean up. I'm a mover and I'm a shaker. It's my time. Get out of my way. I'm not going to say it again. So, dear lighted ones, let's take a deep breath. Deep breath. We're going to go in for a couple of channeled messages from the collective. Anything you'd like to know, put it on the table. Values, 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 dear lighted ones. What are they? What are your value systems? Is it a system or is it a value? Who are you at the heart of you? Are your chakras aligned? Do you speak from your chakras? Is a difference, dear lighted ones. Practice this. Practice. Get into alignment and take your deep breaths. Call in spirit. Be the soul of who you are. And those that are in alignment, those that have fun with life, they just click into their soul. They don't need time to take breath. They are just their soul right away. You don't have to prepare to be your soul. Be your soul. There's a difference, dear lighted ones. Do you speak from ego or do you speak from spirit? There's a difference. And in your connections, you can determine those that you choose to be around because they speak more from their belly. I feel this. I love to feel this. I'm feeling this today. I'm feeling that today. I love to feel this. I'd like to create this. I'd like to be this. I'd like to honor this. I'd like to see this. I'd like to experience this. I am safe in this. I love this. I feel this. That's soulful talking, dear lighted ones. What do you feel? Do you value energy? Do you value life? Do you value love? Do you value the health of your brain? And if so, why would you do magic? Why would you conjure hate and deities 24/7 a day? Why would you do that? Why would you force your brain to be in such darkness? Dark begets dark, dark begets dark, dark begets dark. Entropy. It can only be this way. It's quantum. You're the one that has to entrain higher quantum values. I value truthfulness. It clears the chakras. It allows me to have great speech. And God hath given me the sacred tongue, which means speech upon speech upon speech. It's loaded. It's coded. It's vibrational. That, my dear lighted ones, is value. You say a sentence with me and a sentence with somebody else, my sentence has greater value. Why? Because I care. I deeply care. It's connected with the heavens, the earth, and the collective. That's why all that I touch changes. It's a value system. Are you getting it, delighted ones? Where has the missing links been in your life? Look at it. Look at your life. Look at you. Are you connected? Do you have value within thine self? Do you have value within thine God and the relationship of marriage of God? It's a marriage, delighted ones. I value God. God is in every word I say. Thank you, God. Even if I'm homeless, thank you, God. You have a lesson for me I have not yet learned. Thank you, God. You see in this, delighted ones, value. When you value your brain, you think about what goes in it and around it, and what's heard, what's sensed. When you value your home, you care about what's coming in and out of the home and the energy going in it. Don't do spell work in my home. That's a new rule. I sage it. I bring it love every day. You will not poison it. And that's why I moved. Because it didn't matter how many times I said stop. They kept doing black magic in my home. Then you will be separated from my home and you will no longer be in my home. It is that simple. This is value systems and they are shifting, dear lighted ones. Humanity is unity consciousness. That is our destiny. And I've taken that value on. That is my destiny. Unity consciousness in all that I say and all that I do. And I will no longer put up with abuse. So be very clear about who you are when you come around me. Because I have my right to speak it out. I've had enough abuse for 50 years. Taking, raping, stealing, defaming, exploiting. It's enough. Therefore, thus then, you will have to level up being around me. It is that simple. You chose that. You could have chosen to leave me alone. You could have chosen not to slam me and defame me and say lies about me that you don't even know me. I've never met you. So now God is testing you. Will you level up and will you be honest and will you change your ways? Because that's what all of you will be tested with next. Anytime you come in and around me and anytime you log onto my platform, it will be harder and harder for you to tune in and not want to align. That's your test. And some of you that don't want to do the work, you're free to go. And that shows that all of you are making conscious, vibrational choices because my vibration is getting more powerful every day. and I will not be pulled back in your drag. I'm moving on for the collective, greater good, after all. That is value system. I value God. I value divine Father plan. I live it. I speak it. Te shelena makata ke ta shelena ka. Poi te ke shelena ka a. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Now, anybody that would like donations and sessions, please book. I have not eaten yet today. That would be wonderful if I had a donation from somebody different than I've had it in the past. I would love to send you light and blessings. You can have a connection with God and have your value tuning in with God. That would be very nice. If we could explore some different arenas of donation and sessions, and we can grow and expand in our oneness and our unity. I have time for one more question, please. Telepathically send it in. Commander Ashtar, Mother, Father, and the collective, Celestials, Insectoids, my beautiful insectoid families. Thank you, fairies. Taishilai na a tiki, si tiki a nanaka. Ti tiki nanaka. Taishilai nanaka, tutsi nanaka, to tiki a. Taishilai nanaka. Commander Ashtar, any downloads, please? Yes, that will happen soon. Soon enough, I will be amongst the collective. Soon enough, soon enough, soon enough. As soon as all of you act on allowing the monies to be received to me. So all of you send intentions for the monies to be returned. Because after all, what are we? Unity consciousness. As I receive, so do you. It is that way. And why those that have been wishing nothing but hate and taking and raping, they're having the same wishes upon them. Taking and raping and stealing and so on. They've wished it. So let karma unfold. Learn the lessons, move on, evolve, move on, evolve, move on, evolve. Learn from what is unfolding. Learn from it and grow. Who are you in connection with God? Who are you in connection with you? That's all that matters. And be your very best. Be your very best, dear lighted ones. If you were only given tomorrow, if you were only given the next day, are you your very best right now? Do you speak with love? Do you speak with compassion? When somebody looks at you, do you smile at them and say, hey, we are one? It takes one kind gesture to change the frequency of the planet. Perhaps try that today. One kind gesture. Helping out the homeless, a donation, sending somebody a pat on the back, good for you, thank you. When you say thank you, do you really mean it? When you say how are you, do you really mean it? Put intention. Feel it. I feel caring of you. I feel this care. How are you? I care about you. That's the difference between people that care and people that don't, because they just say, talk, 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 talk. Those are the people that play both sides. No, I will never play both sides, ever. All is God, yes, I won't play both sides. And you will know it when you step before me, because there'll be some of you that will test me, because you like to do that. You're all about triangulation, and you will get your answer within seconds. My energy will hit you. Seconds. I don't play both sides. Step out of my space. And you will know very quickly where I stand. The legions and I are one. Are we clear? Convergence, dear lighted ones. It's a real thing. How your judgments have precluded you, haven't they? How elite are you now when all your judgments are wrong? How elite are you? How elite are your companies and the poisons you've been putting in people with your pharmaceuticals? What are your judgments now, O elites? O Epstein agendas? What are they now? Come and stand before me. Come and stand before me, elite harvesters. Come and stand before me. MK Ultras, come stand before me. Voodooists from all over the world and your little voodoo dolls, come stand before me. Show me your doll. That's right. There's a line drawn, isn't there? Yes, you bow now, don't you? It's unfortunate it had to get to that, didn't it? Shouldn't you bow to everyone? That's the difference between you and I. Shouldn't you bow to everyone? That's why all realms support me. And if I'm homeless, and if I have nothing, I have everything. That's value. Thank you, dear lighted ones. Our session is complete. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you. PayPal.me/Joanna L. Ross. PayPal.me/Joanna L. Ross. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Commander Ashtar. Sending light and love to everyone. Sessions and donations, send it forward. Value systems, dear lighted ones. It's everything. Value everything. It's all God. Isn't that just better? Just value everything. Bow it all. Bow it all. Bow it all. It's all God. Namaste, dear lighted ones. Bye.